Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Tria Newscast.
I'm Mariana.
I'm Mylise.
And I'm Kanijah.
And today we'll be talking about current events going on in our government. And today I'll be talking about how the Memphis police use excessive force on an African American male. The Memphis police follow policies that discriminate against black people. The Justice Department began investigating the police force for the Tennessee City in 2023 after the death of Tyree Nichols. He was beaten by police during a traffic stop. After 3 days of being in the hospital, he died from his injuries. 5 former Memphis police officers involved were fired and later charged with federal civil rights violations over Mr. Nichols. 2 officers pled guilty, and the other 3 were found guilty by jury. Okay, so do you think black people will ever get treated better from the police or people in general?
No.
Okay, why?
Because unfortunately we have a bias that's just almost naturally built in, even with among ourselves. We have a thing with shade color just within our own race. So just imagine another race trying to distinguish the difference.
Okay, I'm Mariana and I'm here with
Sure.
Okay, and so what are your thoughts on police brutality?
I feel like people should get beat. I feel like it builds a lot of character.
Today I'll be talking about ISIS and what's going on with that. The U.S. government is set to apply a significant expansion of immigration and custom enforcement, basically short-term ICE. Detention powers, along with significant increase in funding immigration enforcement activities, which include transportation and removal operations. Officials have announced that primarily focus will be on the removal of immigrants identified as posing national security threats or having serious criminal charges, such as assault, drug trafficking, murder, domestic violence. This industry specifically targets those who have crossed the border illegally 3 or more times. In a shift from traditional detention practices, ICE plans to introduce advanced tracking methods to monitor certain individuals. These measurements will include GPS ankle monitors, facial recognition checks on a via mobile phone app conducted both morning and night, and regular phone check-ins with ICE officers, or either daily or weekly. In addition, home visits by ICE officers will form a part of this comprehensive monitoring strategy. Authorities have emphasized that detention facilities will be reserved for individuals considering a public safety risk, those likely to flee before court days or have previous removal order.
Mr. Palmer.
And my question for you today is, how do you feel about ICE taking the immigrants and them being deported?
I really am upset about that. I think it's opening up a precedent where they can start taking anybody. Mm-hmm. Some of those immigrants were here legally. They did what they were supposed to do. And even the ones that were illegal, America offers due process of law. And I think they should get their due process.
My name is Kanijah. I'm here with
Mama Porter.
My question for you today is, how do you feel about ICE and immigrants being deported?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really complicated and complex topic. Mm-hmm. I think my personal view on it is that many, many people who come to this country are seeking a better life, mm-hmm. and they're escaping circumstances that are putting them in incredibly dangerous situations. And our country, compared to their current state of their country, is typically much safer. And I believe that if people are fleeing danger and just attempting to go to a safer place, they should be allowed to do so.
Today I will be speaking about inflation. Inflation has risen 2.4% since last year. While gasoline prices were dropping, the prices on airline tickets and used cars were also dropping. During this time, inflation on food was rising 5.8%. Progression in inflation could stall, but thanks to Trump's trade wars, it doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. Even though he suspended many of his tariffs, he is still installing a 10% tax on almost everything, especially China. There has been a 145 tax implemented on Chinese goods, and seeing as that is where we get most of our valuables, there will begin to be a large upcharge on clothing, food, toys, and many other goods that we get across from seas. What are your thoughts on inflation and the upcharge with the tariffs?
The upcharges are very frustrating because it means everything's costing more. Uh, I guess we'll see how it works out in the end. I hope it works out in the end, but we'll see.
Thank you. What are your feelings on inflation and the upcoming tariffs?
So I think the tariffs will definitely affect inflation. It already has. I think time will tell. So we can't jump to conclusions immediately. We'll just have to see what happens over time.
For my
Thank you.
second topic, I'm gonna be talking about how Trump stated that there's only female and male pronouns. Trump's controversial executive order redefines gender recognition in the U.S. In a bold move, former President Donald Trump has announced an executive order declaring that only male and female genders will be officially recognized in the United States. This continuous decision aims to reshape various social and government policies, including a plan to segregate prisons, shelters, and other facilities by biological sex. Trump stated that his administration will end the use of pronouns that correspond with an individual's gender identity in the government settings and workplaces, framing his policy shift as a matter of freedom and freedom. Okay, hi, I'm here with.
Dr. Michael Weinstein.
And my question for you today is, how do you feel about Trump removing the LGBTQ pronouns?
I think Trump is a complete idiot, and I don't think he should have ever done it.
A little bit. Can you stay a little bit more further with that, please?
Say again, please.
Can you continue like a little bit more with that, please?
So Trump is doing a horrible job. I mean, I don't like him. I think he's an idiot, and he should not have done it. I mean, we need that, don't we? I mean, everybody should get what they need, says me.
Thank you. Hello, guys. I'm here with
Divine.
And my question for you today is, how do you feel about Trump removing the LGBTQ pronouns?
Me personally, I feel like it's definitely a great idea because we don't really need that around our kids and stuff. And I feel like it's really brainwashing people. And I don't know, like, in my opinion, like, it's just extra. Like, I like what he's doing though, for sure.
I'll be ending up speaking on healthcare, and as the way it's looking right now, it's not gonna get no better. Like, the price of healthcare continues to rise, and the government just refuses to offer any healthcare. So over 40 million people are dying every year because they don't have the proper healthcare nor are able to get access to the proper medical help that they need, seeing as they don't have healthcare. But even those who do have healthcare, seeing as how messed up our healthcare system is, it just fundamentally doesn't help. And more people also die every day because they are like undercared for with their healthcare. What are your thoughts on the healthcare system and the prices?
The prices of healthcare, I think they are unfair. They're unbalanced for certain communities, people of disadvantage, and those who have to provide for or into that system. I think it's unfair. I think it should be more balanced.
Thank you. I'm here with.
Dr. Michael Weinstein.
Okay, and how do you feel about the prices on healthcare and the healthcare system in general?
I think that they have increased a great deal, and that's a real pity. Personally, I think that the nation should just have, health care from the nation should have health care for everyone. Everyone should have, should have health insurance from the government, I think. I mean, every nation in the world, just about, the people could get health care, for free from their nation, yes? And we should too. And they don't want to do it for reasons that I don't understand.
Also in current news, President Donald Trump has said he would not consider lowering the United States 145% tariffs on China in order to spur trade war negotiations with Beijing. Trump said no when asked if he was open to pulling back on the steep import duties in order to get China to the negotiating table. My name is Mariana. I'm here with
Mama Grace.
Okay, so how do you feel about inflation and Trump raising like the taxes and stuff?
Yeah, so the feeling on inflation, it disturbs me just in respect to the people of the world, along with myself, and the effect that it may have on any given moment, the way we live, the way we eat, and the way we sleep.
Okay, thank you
guys.
for watching the Trio Newscast, and until next time, we done.
Bye.
We done.